Hi, not so long ago I was asked if I could go through an example on how to use multipurpose sensors or proximity sensors and add them into our SmartThings Hub environment. I was asked in a specific about iris sensors, and even though I haven't used those ones, the procedure to add them into the system is pretty similar. In this video, I will go through a new example of using a multi-purpose sensor of the SmartThings Hub. This idea came to me because not so long ago I was waiting for a package. It didn't come for several days, and then when I had forgotten, it had just been sitting on mailbox for a while. So this will save me from checking my mailbox every day just to see if I have something to pick up. And every time I get mail, I will just know that I can go and pick it up on my mailbox. So on this video, I'm gonna go through how to set up the sensor, and also I'm gonna set up some notifications, push notifications, so that my phone gets a notification when the mailbox is open, and which means that mail is being delivered. And also I will try to add spoken notifications on my Sonos speaker, so that if I am at home and mail happens to be delivered, or something gets dropped in my mailbox, I can be notified by voice if I'm somewhere around in the house. So I'm gonna go through this, and hope you find this video helpful. Whatever it is the sensor that you use, the procedure should be very similar. So here is the sensor. I'm just gonna take it out of its box. It comes, for the people who doesn't know how they look, it comes in two parts. This is the radio sensor, which is mounted on the door or wherever it is that you want to get your notifications from, and this is just the magnetic part that will sense when a door is open or closed. You can notice here how it has this mark along the magnet, which has to be lined with this mark here on the side of the biggest part of the radio sensor. So these both have to line together. So the first thing is I'm gonna go and remove these little tags here, which one is for the battery. So now that you have removed both little tapes, blue light will start to flash. So that means that it's ready to be recognized by our system. So I'm just gonna go to my SmartThings app. So in my SmartThings app, I'm gonna go to Things, and I'm gonna look for Sensors. And here I'm gonna look for Open Close Sensors. And here you only have to look for the sensors that you have purchased. In the case where I was asked if you have iris door sensors, then you just come here and select iris. In my case, I'm just gonna go with the Samsung SmartThings multi-purpose sensor. Here, I'm just gonna go and say connect now. And it should be looking for my new sensors, and it found it. So I'm just thinking to see if it found a few new things. So I'm gonna go and select this one, and I want to rename the device. So I'm gonna rename this as mailbox. So that's it. Then I will save it. And now if I go to the main menu on my SmartThings Hub app, it should come, you have your rooms view and you have your things view. So I'm gonna go to the things view, and it should be added here somewhere because now it's been recognized, and it should be somewhere. Here it is. So I'm just gonna go back to the rooms part, and I'm just gonna add him to my house room, which is my general area. So here I have my front door, my back door, and all the other sensors that my presence sensor. So here I have all these devices, so I'm gonna go and add it here. So here I'm gonna select add devices to room, and here you can see all the things that are not added to any room. So here I'm just gonna select mailbox and done. So now I have my mailbox sensor added to my main room in the house. So it adds it at the end of the list. So if you like it like that, it's fine. I prefer to have all my sensors in order. So here you can go, if you go to settings for that room, you can go and move the order of the devices that you want, that you will have displayed on your screen in the order that you want. So I just have here front door, back door, and I'm just gonna put it right here, and then I'm gonna hit done. And then my mailbox sensor is right there. So now that it's in the system, I'm just gonna test that it works properly. So right now the mailbox sensor is saying that it's open. Now I put them together, now it's closed. Separate them again. Now it's saying that it's open, and now it's closed again. So it's working fine. Now let's go and create some notifications for it. So I'm gonna go back again to the marketplace where I first went when I added the sensors. So I go again to marketplace, sensors, and then I go to open close sensors, and then I go for my Samsung SmartThings multipurpose, and here you will find a section that says top smart apps. So you are here and you go, and there is a section that says smart home monitor security, or smart home monitor custom, or smart lights. So you have a few options on smart apps that you can add your sensor to. So for the notifications, I haven't done this for a while, so I'm gonna look if the notifications are here. So I'm gonna go and try the custom rule, and I'm gonna say new monitoring rule, and let's say what it says here. I want to use open close sensor, done. And then it asks you which open close sensor you want to add in your new monitoring rule. I'm gonna say the mailbox. And then what do you want to monitor when the sensor is open? I'm gonna say here. So that's that. Here are the options that you have. You have text and push notifications. You have audio notifications, alert with sirens, or alert with lights. So I'm just gonna select first text and push notifications. So here you set where you want to get this notification. So here I have to enter my phone number and the custom message that I want to get on my push notification. So I'm gonna start with the custom message, and I'm gonna say that I want the message I want is new mail has been received. So that's my message. Now I'm gonna enter my phone number. So now that my message and my phone number have been entered, I'm gonna select done. And that's it. And I think I'm gonna try to add, I thought you had to do it separately, but apparently now you can do everything on one single routine. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to set the other notification here So it asks you what audio player you want to use. I only have one, so I'm gonna use my Sonos speaker in my room. So I select my Sonos speaker, I say done, and it asks you what you want set. I'm gonna select, you can select here if you want just a sound or something specific. So, oh, it already has a message here that says the mail has arrived. So I'm going to select that one. Otherwise, if you don't want this one, you can select custom message, and then it will let you enter what message you want to hear when this action happens. So I select done. So I selected my Sonos speaker in my bedroom, and now I have set it when my mail arrives. I have also my push notification on my phone when it happens. So I click next, and then you just want to name this rule. It's suggesting a name already, so mailbox opening. So I'm gonna leave it like that, and if not, you just edit rule name and it will let you enter whatever name you want to set. So after that, you are done. Your new rule is there, and then you are ready. So right now I have here, later on if you want to check your new notifications that you create. So here, if I go again to the home part of the SmartThings hub and I go to where all my devices are and I go and click on the mailbox, here it has different sections which says right now, recently, and smart apps. So you go here to the smart apps section, and there you will have your automation routine that we just created. And here you can see what we're using, what sensor, when, and what will happen. And also here you can see the actions that we have set, the text and push notifications, the audio notifications that we created. And here you can see the mail has arrived and where it's going to sound in my Sonos speaker. So all that is done. So we have checked that everything is working. So I'm just gonna go and test this. Let's see if it works. So now I'm just going to test that everything works. The push notification that we have created and the sound notification also that we create on my Sonos alarm. Right now my sensor is indicating that it's closed, so nothing is happening. So if I separate them, it means that the mail is being delivered. So there it is. Here I have my push notification. So everything seems to be working fine. I'm just gonna go and do the last thing, which is installing the sensor right on my mailbox. For those who are not familiar on how to install the sensor, here we have the base plate, which can be fastened to a surface with the enclosed screws, or it has some adhesive tape that it comes with as well. So myself, I just prefer to use the adhesive tape. So you have the longer piece which goes to the magnetic part, and the other two pieces that you can add to the radio part of the sensor. So I'm gonna use that and I'm gonna set it up and I'm gonna show you how it looks once it is installed. So here, when you're installing it, here I am outside on my mailbox. It's important that you, before you attach it, that you make a test where you are planning to set them permanently to see if it will work as intended. So here I have my phone set up, and right now it's showing closed, and I'm just making a test of if it's gonna work properly when I separate it. And here I have my push notification saying that it's working. So I know that if I set them like this, it will detect when it's closed and when it's open. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach them now that I know that it's going to work, and that will be all set. Okay, so now I have finished installing the sensor. So now you can see this is how my mailbox looks, and now you can see from there it's on the side. You can set it up where it's not very visible, so when the mailman comes and delivers the mail. So right now I have the indication that my mailbox is closed. So when I open it, right now the sensor is lifted, and now I get my notification that the new mail has been received. So now I know it works. So just remember that the two marks on both the radio sensor and the magnetic part they have to match, so that it detects when it's open and closed. So that's it. So right now I have my sensor installed, so every time I get new mail I will get a notification. So now I don't have to check for mail every day, and when I get my notification I just know that I can come out and pick up my mail. One last thing I want to mention is, like I said, things have changed a little bit as the versions have been changing on the SmartThings app. So one thing is that I didn't remember very well is that if you go to your sensor part and you go to the smart apps part and you see your routine that you created, mailbox opening, there are two conditions that I had to change because of the way they were working that I didn't like. So on the text and push notification, one was you can enter your phone number if you want, but I found it to be too annoying to be getting a text every time I was getting mail. So I thought it was mandatory, but it's not. So you can just leave it blank and you will not get a text message every time you get a mail, because you will get a push notification anyways on your phone. So if you want to get both text message and the notification on your phone, then you can enter your phone number. But I just found it redundant and not necessary, so I left my phone number in blank. And so now every time I get mail I just get a new push notification on my phone that the mail has been delivered. Now the other thing is, like in this part, when it asks you what you want to monitor, and it asks you for how long. Initially I set it to 1 minute, and when I was testing it, it was not working until the full minute has passed, and then I got the notification and the audio message of the mail being delivered. So if you set any minutes here, it's gonna wait that long until you get a notification or the message. So what I did is just I set it to 0 so that it's instant. When somebody opens the mailbox, you will get the notification instantly. So I just wanted to clarify that part, but other than that, everything is set. So again, the way you add it is you have your main screen. You want to add your new sensor, so you go to marketplace, and then you go to sensors, and then you go to open close sensors, and then you look for your brand, and then you just, when you find it, you go to you click on it, and then you say connect now, and then it will look for your new sensors. And then after that, once it is set up, you go to top smart apps, you go to the smart home custom, and then go to custom monitoring rules, and then you go to new monitoring rule, and then you add whatever you want to get notified about, and then you add a push notification and an audio notification. If you have a Sonos speaker or another SmartThings Hub compatible speaker, you can add audio notifications as well. So that's how it is. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time on the next video. Bye.